Okay, this is Chen. Please remember to follow my my YouTube channel. Okay, click like my video and follow my YouTube channel. So I was cut off halfway through the change model. So now we're gonna go to the second half. So we talk about getting into the new environment and getting a mentor, and you need to commit to the new system. You cannot be 1 foot in. You gotta have both feet in the new system, and you need to put in the time and effort and the persistence required to get over all the hurdles. So nothing is easy, man. Let me tell you something. If you want to make a change, no change is easy, right? So I had a team member that came into my team, my real estate team. So she sort of believed in the system, and she wanted to make money. She wanted to make more money, but she never got a chance. She never put the effort in there to learn the whole the system. Because in order to learn our system, there is 20 videos that you have to watch. You have to pass the presentation. You have to pass this, pass that. She never put in the effort to do any of those. If you don't do that, if you don't learn the new system, how are you gonna be able to change the way you do business? If you're not changing the way you do business, how are you gonna see the different result, right? It's all come hand in hand, right? Let's say if you put in the time to learn the new system, then your close rate become better. You increase your close rate, and then you make more money, and your confidence starts to build up, right? Then you learn more, you study more of the new system, and then your income increase again, your successful increase again. Then you becoming more and more committed. You have more conviction into this new system. But if you never put in the time and effort to get started to learn the new system, how are you gonna get to that next stage? You never will, right? You will just become an unbeliever. But an unbeliever is not because the system doesn't work. It's because you never put in the time to actually to implement the new system, right? And so you need to study hard to learn the system, and then you need to apply it, right? You need to test the system yourself in real working situation. So that's what I did when I'm making a change, when I'm making a transfer, when I'm making learn a new system. I study it very hard, and then I go apply it right away, right? It's like when I first came to America, when I first studied English, I learned some vocabulary, then I go to the order line, I go buy a Burger King burger. That's where I learned some of my English. I went stand in line, and then there's people behind me, so it gave me the courage to say to practice my English. Because once I get in line, then there's people behind me. There's no way I can get out of it, right? Then I have no other option but to speak English, right? So I learned something in the book. Then I go to the line in the Burger King to order something to practice my English, right? So it's very important. It's not only enough that you study the new system, and after you study the new system, then you need to go apply it right away, right? So when I was learning the listing system, the new listing system, I study it, I practice it, then I book. There was a time, even now, I'm booking a listing appointment for myself every single day, because every time I do a listing appointment, I learn something new. When I'm applying it, every time I do it, I learn something new. I continue to craft my skill, my art, right? It's not enough that you just study it. So the example I gave it to you, that agent that came to my team, she didn't even study it. How are you gonna get the new system? How are you gonna understand it? How are you gonna reap the fruit, right? So not only you have to study it, after you study it, you gotta practice it every day. So in our company, we had I see many agents, actually a big number of agents. Many of them, they're very hard at studying the new system, but they're just studying. They're just staying at the stage of studying. They never go practice, and until now, for I don't know for how many, at least half a year, they're still studying. They're still not practicing. They're still not applying it in real life situation. If you just know it, it's not enough. You have to comprehend it. You have to understand it. You have to apply it, and then after application of the new knowledge that you have learned, then you would know exactly what it means. Then you would know exactly what's the right way to do it, what's the wrong way to do it, and how you can improve, right? So I had this one guy. He's in our program, and I recruited him into our company, and because he's a newbie in real estate, right? So he didn't know much about the industry. So I'm thinking you probably need a lot of guidance, right? Then he was in my team for a little bit. Then he went on to become his own team leader, and till now he has been in this program for, I don't know, 2 years. He still hasn't done a deal. You don't know anything. And you just study and you don't go apply, and you don't have a mentor to teach you what you need to do, what you're doing wrong. How are you gonna be able to get out of yourself? How are you gonna make yourself better than yourself yesterday? There's no way, right? You need to study it. You need to apply it. You need to have the mentor to tell you what you're doing wrong, right? Even if you just have the environment, is not enough. Let's say if you go to boot camp, there's no drill instructor that's yelling at you every day, and you are not doing the exercise, you're just watching. Do you think you're gonna become a soldier? No freaking way. You're not gonna fucking become a soldier. But just even if you go to the boot camp, even if you in the boot camp for three months or 3 years for that matter, if you don't have a drill instructor correcting you what you're doing wrong, like yelling at you from time to time, and if you don't go actually physically participate in the exercise, if you don't go shoot the gun, if you don't go through the obstacle course yourself, if you just study in the class, if you're just looking at it, do you think you're gonna become a soldier? No, you're not gonna become a fucking soldier, okay? So if you want to really make the change, the reason I made this change model is because I see so many people, they're just letting their life squander away without any type of form of advancement in their life at all. You're doing yourself a disservice. Not only you're doing yourself a disservice, but you're doing your family a disservice. You don't, if you don't change, if you don't get better, if you don't get the skill you need, if you don't become a more efficient, more successful person, how are you gonna be able to provide a better life for your family or for yourself? You cannot, right? So not only you gotta get into the environment. I'm gonna use bootcamp as an example. Not only you need to get a mentor, for example, bootcamp, a drill instructor yelling at you every day, and you need to put in the time to study. You need to really study the new system. Like, so for us, in the bootcamp we go shoot, and then we study in the classroom. So I went to airsoft school. So for the airsoft school, we have the in-class session, then we have the outside class session. In class, we study about the helicopter. We study about how to do the rappel, how to hang the load under the helicopter. Then outside of class, then we learn to rappel on the tower, and then eventually, after we learn everything else, then we actually go rappel out from the helicopter, right? After you learn all the things, all the knowledge conceptually, then you need to go apply it, right? So it's only after you have really jumped out from a helicopter, then you get a freaking airsoft badge, right? If I went through all the classes, if I went through all the conceptual study, if I even went to the do the rappel from the rappel tower, and if I have never come out from a helicopter, would I get the airsoft badge? I will not. That means I have failed the course, right? If you want to really be somebody, if you really want to make a change in your life, you need to get that freaking badge, right? You need to learn that. You need to get in the environment. You need to get the mentor, and you need to apply it, and you need to really actually do it before you can get the badge, right? In civilian life, we don't have the badge, but your badge is your result. How much money you gonna make? How many people you gonna service, right? So we have a lot of people that's just a failure in life, but because there's no system to grade them, then you're not embarrassed about it, but you should, right? So again, study hard, believe in the new system, and then go apply it. So when I was studying the new listing system, every day I would study it, and every day I would go apply it by going to the actual listing presentation. That's how I am able to, to get better, to tweak my art, to change my style, to improve the way of my presentation. So after you have done all this whole change model, then you will see the result. Let me tell you something very funny. So before I implemented the new listing system, I was taking listings with high price and low commission. You see what's the result of that, right? So I was taking a whole bunch of listings and none of them are selling. Why? Because the price is so high. Not to even mention about the commission. Even if I'm actually by some miracle sell the listing, I will still make a low commission because I was signing the listing with high price, low commission. So now after all the training, after all the study, and after all the application and the trial and error, now I'm able to take almost all my listings with market price, a price that can sell, and with a commission that's higher than average. Now what's the outcome? The outcome is I'm able to sell most of the listings I take, and I'm able to make a lot more money in each of the listing of the home that I sell, right? So this is a real life example of how this change model can bring everything into reality, can really change your life around, can really change, bring the legacy into your family and yourself. Then after you have done all this, then you can operate on the new system. Then I'm no longer taking listings that I cannot sell. I'm no longer taking listings with high price, overpriced listing. I'm no longer taking listings with low commission, right? So because of this happen, then my income dramatically increased, right? The number of homes I'm selling dramatically increased, and the time it takes for me to sell each home dramatically shortened, right? This is how the change happened. Let me just recap. First, you gotta understand that opportunity cost is much more expensive. Number two, you gotta open your mind and believe in the new system. Number three, you gotta get into the new system, the new environment. Number four, you gotta get a new mentor. Number five, you gotta commit to the new system. You have to commit to the new system, right? Number six, you gotta put your time and persistence required to get over the hurdles. You need to actually apply it, right? You cannot give up. You cannot give up. You have to, for example, let's say if I go to boot camp, if I give up, then I become a fucking failure, right? Then the army is gonna kick me out. But I didn't, right? I finished boot camp. So you cannot quit halfway. You have to finish it. It could be hard. It may be very hard. It's gonna be very hard. But you gotta fucking, bite the bullet and get through it, right? So you gotta study hard, right? But just study hard alone is not enough. If you just staying at the conceptual level, that's not enough either, right? Then you gotta test the system by applying what you study as soon as possible, every single day, right? Then you will see the result. Then you're gonna be able to operate on the new system. So I hope everybody see this video. I truly believe it's gonna change your life. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. I'm 43 right now, and I have been wanting to do business, want to be successful for many years, for 20 plus years, and I came out this system, with all my years of trial and error, blood and tears, and with my experience working with myself, with my experience of coaching other people. This is how I came up with the change model. I truly believe if you apply this system, you will be able to change your life. It's a game changer, I'm telling you. It will change your life. It will bring you the result that you have always been looking for. But you have to be tough. You have to suck it up. You have to be persistent. Nothing's easy. Okay, nothing is freaking easy. So now I have already given you the roadmap. the roadmap, just go freaking do it. Okay?